Okay, amazing. I hope I am loud and clear, and I just want to confirm if I'm audible or not. If you guys can put me obviously I have a question. If you can hear me, that would be great. Otherwise, I will get started. So today we are going to be discussing on a very important issue, why we should hire you. This is an important question usually companies have, and usually students do not know how to answer this. Okay, usually freshers, if I may, do not know how to answer this. So today we will be learning how to frame this question. So first of all, let's talk about why this question is important. It is important because it helps you differentiate. It helps you differentiate from other candidates. Now try to understand one thing. A company has a position, and company can only hire for a specific position, like maybe just one person or maybe group of people, let's say 5 people. So if they have a pool of 100 candidate, they want to find who is the best one among them. They have to find out who are the best, or I would say top 1%, top 5%, top 10%, because they want to hire them only. So this is going to be a very important question. Secondly, when we ask, or I would say when a company asks you why we should hire you or why should I hire you, this is where things get tricky. They want to understand who you are. Do you know who you are? What is a vision you have with yourself? Just a second. So much distraction right now. Fine. So, who you are and what is your vision? Do you have a vision like, okay, I'm fine, I just want to work with this company because of this and that? So many things which a lot of people have. So, they want to understand your vision. They want to understand what truly makes you you, and why we should be giving a preference to you compared to others, because every human being is a unique human being. So if you do not have a unique human being, it's going to be very difficult. So try to understand one thing. This question actually helps you stand out, first of all, if I may, differentiate you from other pool of candidate. Secondly, it helps you set the tone, like what kind of a vision you have and what kind of a person you are, because if you are a very bad person, naughty person, nobody wants to hire you. So this is going to be a scenario. Now let's talk about how you can frame this answer. So I have actually a rule. Okay, so first of all, talk about you and company. If I talk about you plus company. Secondly, talk about the position. And third, talk about what makes you unique for this position. Unique. So this is a very simple framework if I talk about. So how to answer this question? The first part is you and the company. I'll tell you how to do that. You and the company. Then second, talk about the position, which position you're hiring for. The position you have applied for, and finally what makes you unique here. So I'll give you my example. So currently, let's say I am looking for a position as Avinash. Company is Apple. Okay, the position is cloud consultant if I talk about. And what makes me unique? Now try to understand one thing. This scenario is going to be different for every single individual. This scenario is going to be different for every single individual or every single student. Okay, so how will I start? I will say I'm Avinash and I have certifications like AI 900, AZ 900, AWS. Okay, so I am very excited for this particular position because this position of cloud consultant looks, or I would say it actually matches the kind of positions I'm expecting in this company of Apple. Okay, now to prove that I'm actually excited about this position and to prove that I have the proper credentials, these are the certifications which I have done. These are the certifications like AI 900, AZ 900, AWS certifications. These are the certifications which I have done. Now, if I talk about in terms of cloud consult position, so I can see Apple is using a lot of cloud services. So it has iCloud service, it has a streaming service, it has App Store service, it has healthcare service. So I can see a lot of potential which is coming from the Apple to the potential customers, and Apple is able to provide value to that. Now, since I have my expertise in cloud, I would prefer that if I can use my expertise to provide value to the customers of Apple. Value to the customers of Apple. What makes me unique? Well, ever since I started learning about programming, ever since I started learning about cloud, I would say in terms of computers, I'm sorry, it should not happen. Ever since I started learning about programming, I always thought about how Apple made itself unique. Well, all the different model, and I've been going through all the studies which are happening at Apple, like how Steve Jobs created the products of Apple and he actually maintained the vibes, and how company grew one of the biggest company in the world, how iPhone actually helped a lot of, or I would say billions of people actually find values and services through this particular product. Now, see, I was bit fumbling there, I was bit hesitating there because actually I was constructing the answer on the spot right now. But the answer which I have given, it's not a fake answer, it's actually a genuine answer. So this is how you're going to frame it. Obviously, I did not do a proper way of doing it, but if you have to give it, so first of all, tell about the company and you. What makes you unique for this company? Who are you? So I'm Avinash Seth. I've completed these particular certifications and I'm looking for a position of a cloud consultant. Now, why I'm looking for this position? Because I have listed down all the products and services Apple has which are related to cloud. So now this kind of an answer, what it does, it actually gives the company an understanding like actually you are not just looking for a job, you're actually passionate about it. I'll tell you one thing, guys. Whatever company you want to apply for, if that is a very good company, like it is a FANG, if I talk about, if it's a very, very big company, they look for people who are passionate. They look for people who are passionate. They do not look for people who have credentials. If I talk, yes, the credentials are important, but one thing which they actually look for is passionate. The passion for what you are doing. Because if you can showcase that you have the passion for it, you can do almost anything. You can almost do anything, and this is actually a reality. If we talk about whenever we are hiring for our clients, this is the scenario which we follow. So please make sure that you are able to showcase your passion. I mentioned I'm a cloud consultant and I see Apple is already using such services like iCloud, streaming services, App Store, healthcare apps, and these all apps need cloud services. So as a professional, actually I can find a way with which Apple either can save money, expand their services, or provide much better value proposition to their customers compared to what they are providing. So I'm not saying that I will be just coming here and I will be listening for the instructions related to cloud computing, but I will be adding to the conversation as well. So this is how things are going to work. Now finally, what makes you unique? It's not that I always wanted to work at Apple and Apple is one of the biggest company. Everybody wants to work at Apple. But what makes other people unique is, why do you think Apple is the right company for you? If you're going to say it's about money, obviously they are going to reject you. But it should be about the passion, and it should be about how you can actually add value to the company. I'll give you an example here. I was recently listening to a podcast where they were actually hiring in Apple, they were hiring Tim Cook. Tim Cook is the CEO of Apple. Tim Cook is the CEO of Apple. And I believe before working at Apple, he was working at IBM or HP, I'm not sure. Okay, he was working at IBM or HP, I'm not sure about it. So the recruiters at Apple, they were looking at Tim Cook. They were actually hiring for someone who was having the credentials of operating officer, who is going to manage all the operations part of it. So they were searching for it and they found Tim Cook. This is a genuine thing I'm talking about. So what recruiters did, they reached out to Tim Cook and they said, hey, we are looking for someone who's passionate about operations and different stuff. Are you willing to work with us, or are you looking for work with us? So Tim Cook was like, okay, fine, that is a good company. Okay, I'm going to do this and this and XYZ. But one of the recruiters reached out to Tim Cook and said, if you are interested, I can arrange a meeting with Steve Jobs. If you're interested, I can actually arrange a meeting with Steve Jobs. So Apple paid Tim Cook. Again, I'm not sure about this. Tim Cook actually went to Steve Jobs' office and he met there. And within 5 minutes, with the charisma of Steve Jobs, obviously Tim Cook was sold that yes, I want to work at Apple. But what made Tim Cook unique for this role was his credentials. And credentials, I'm not meaning the certifications, the kind of work he has done. So please understand one thing. To answer why we should hire you, it should be around you, the company, and the vision of you with the company. You, the company, and vision of you with the company. So the first part of your answer should be about you, who you are, and why this company. It should not be that I always wanted to work at Apple. No, they're not going to hire you. Talk about the position. Emphasize. If I want to be cloud consultant, ever since I started learning cloud, I was fascinated about how cloud was working, and I realized the power of cloud. But I was actually working in the companies where I could not actually expand my skill set or showcase my skill set, like how amazingly we can work. So I thought, okay, Apple is one such company which has sold around 1 billion iPhones, and they are having a huge infrastructure for management of the cloud. Maybe I can do something here. I'm not talking about why do I want to work with it. I'm not talking about why Apple is crazy. I'm talking about my vision for myself. Like, I'm looking for a company where I can actually express myself or I can expand myself. Third thing, what makes me unique? So ever since I started learning programming, I was a big fan of Apple. Now I learned how Apple grew itself. It had its initial struggle, but one of the most important thing is that it was able to make itself unique compared to other competitors. So today if we talk about XYZ PC manufacturers, if I say, they have almost similar kind of product, but when we talk about Apple, it's all about the difference. They have the phone ranges, they have the laptop ranges, they have the desktop ranges, and different stuff which is happening around the table. So I feel that this is where I can actually grow myself, and this is where I feel that this is the right company for me. Notice how I'm selling my vision. I'm sorry, I should not use this word of selling. How I'm telling about my vision, like what vision I have for this company along with me. And when you answer questions like this, it actually makes you awesome. It makes you stand out. But please understand one thing, if the other guy is also watching this video, he will also stand out. So this is how you are going to answer questions like why we should hire you. And I hope this question has answered all the queries you had related to why we should be hiring you. I wanted to make it very simple, and I have made it very simple. I hope this is justifiable for you. But if you have any further questions, comment section is open. You can put that in the comment section, and I'll make sure that all your questions are answered. So with this, I would say thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next one.